What's going on, everyone? So Dalton Knecht is a rookie that is expected to have an immediate impact. He and Zach Edey were looked at as like the two prospects that are best to have an immediate impact on whatever team they end up on. Lo and behold, Lakers end up drafting him at 17th, and there's a lot of expectations to him actually having a real role, playing a part, having an impact on that basketball court. Obviously, it's a rookie. Obviously, it's his first year. He's going to have his hiccups, right? He's going to have his ups and downs. I'm sure he'll have stretches where he looks great. I'm sure he'll have stretches where he looks, kind of rough. But that's part of the journey, right? And as he, kind of learns the pacing and the physicality and just kind of the way that the NBA operates from that level of basketball, right? I do expect him to kind of get more and more comfortable and kind of progress more and more, particularly as the season goes on, right? So right out the gate, don't panic if he's kind of having his struggles early on. Most guys do. Even some stars have their struggles early on or have these pockets and stuff where, they have these stretches where it's rough, right? Very few players in the league come out like a Victor Wembanyama, like a LeBron James right out the gate are, 20-plus point-a-game scorers. Plus, Dalton Knecht, what is his role? How many minutes does he play, right? One of the big things that or big questions is the likelihood of him winning Rookie of the Year, right? Rookie of the Year. But I personally don't think he will. I'm not going to put it past him, right? I'm not going to put that limitation on him, right? But it's not something that I expect, right? He's coming in not as, a starter or, a top 3 to 5 player on the team. He's coming in as a guy that's 9th, maybe, maybe in the top 8, 7 range, but more likely than not, probably going to be that 8th, 9th guy coming off the bench where, somebody like an Alexander Sarr or, a Rizashay or guys like that, they're going to probably get the minutes, they're probably going to get the shot attempts, probably going to get the opportunities, right? Zach Edey, in particular, he's favorite to win Rookie of the Year, which again, probably is very likely because he probably starts, right, and have Triple J at the 4. On top of that, he's probably going to get the shot attempts, the minutes, the opportunity, and the role. So I don't necessarily think Dalton Knecht is going to be the Rookie of the Year or anything like that, but I do think he has the potential to be a real significant piece that can have an impact and give you some quality, just minutes, scoring, his versatility, right? We saw a little bit of everything in Summer League, which is great. Right, you saw his playmaking ability, which I was actually surprised with, right? Him, especially that look-ahead pass, he was really good in that regard. Not settling, getting to his spots. That mid-range is very important, right? Especially once you get to the playoffs because teams are so focused on protecting the paint and then closing hard on the three-point shooter. So Dalton Knecht, he's a guy that can rise up and knock it down. That's huge. Not just that, but like you look at Taurean Prince last year, right? He was pretty much three-point shooting or drive to the basket and hopefully create some contact or finish at the rim, right? He did on occasion try to stop, and off the dribble, shoot, pull up, whatever, and he wasn't very good at it. Where Dalton Knecht, I actually think that that's one of the areas where we'll actually be better and improve in because of him. I just think Dalton Knecht's more versatile. He's more athletic, right? He has that versatility to play the 2, play the 3, defend multiple positions. Defense is going to be a real key for him. But the over-under for Dalton Knecht and his scoring output, right? Because the big question is like, okay, well, how many points are they going to score? I've even had people ask me, how many points do I think Dalton Knecht is going to score? The over-under is 9.5. Now, I actually think that is like the worst spot to be in, right? Because I think either A, I think he's under, like slightly under 10. He's like at 8 points per game, or he's at 10, right? Maybe like, 10.6 or something like that. I don't think it's going to be that. So like if it was, 7.5, I would hammer that over all day, right? Because if he's going to get the opportunity, he's going to be an 8 to 10 point a game scorer. But I think he's like, I wouldn't be shocked if he's like right at 9. So that over-under is like the worst number that they could have came up with if you were somebody that would want to bet on that, right? I would probably guess, like, Okay, my hope is he's higher, right? My hope is that he's like I said, like 10.6 points per game, something like that, right? I think realistically, he's in that 8 point a game range. I think he's a guy, again, that's going to be 7th, 8th guy off the bench. I think he'll get a handful of shot attempts per game. I think I'm sure he'll have that game or two where he goes off and drops 20, right? I'm sure he'll have a game where, he's absolutely cooking, right? But, I mean, as with all shooters, even veteran shooters, I mean, Taurean Prince was money for us last year. He was actually very good. Just Darvin Ham kind of ruined it for everybody, right? Darvin Ham kind of just put a bad taste in everyone's mouth over Taurean Prince because he just overplayed Taurean Prince so much, right? But Taurean Prince was good, but even he had his roller coaster ride. He's giving you 18, and then he's like 1 of 11 from 3, right? It's the roller coaster that is a shooter. So Dalton Knecht's probably going to be in that same category. So his average and kind of where he falls in that average range, I think is like 8 points. I think would be a safe assumption, right? I think 8 points per game. I would love if he's like 10 to 12, right? Say he gives us 2 threes a game, gives us like a mid-range or, a cut towards the basket or something like that. Maybe you get like 2 free throws and then, the occasional, he got the third threes, 3 or 4 or something like that, right? Like I would love for him to be in that like 11, 12 range. But I just think, again, I think realistically, I think you're looking at the usage is probably not going to be super high and heavy. If he's absolutely money and he's just like, we can't take this guy off the court type good, then yeah, I think he could potentially even be a 15 point a game guy. But again, it all comes down to just opportunity role, his production. And again, as a rookie, it's a lot to put on him, right? To go like, man, hey, we want him to be a 15-point guy out the gate, right? It's just, again, like, yes, he's NBA ready now, right? He's got size, he's got the shooting, he's got the IQ, he's got a good feel for the game already, right? But he still hasn't played yet, right? And college and summer league and all that stuff, it's not the NBA. And if he is starting to cook, let's say he is, really out there just, he's money, right? Like he's giving us 12, 15 a game, right? Teams are going to target him harder, right? I think if I had to map out his season, I think he'll have, that call it 5 games or whatever, where he kind of is trying to feel it out. That doesn't mean he won't have like a good game there, here and there, right? But I think you'll clearly see, okay, he's trying to get comfortable. Maybe he's kind of forcing it a little bit, right? Like, I mean, you even saw it in Summer League, right? Like, he still gave you what I think it was like 20 in that first Summer League, but he had his struggles, right? So I do think it'll be kind of that, where he's kind of like, he's doing okay, but a little rough. And then we'll have that stage where, okay, looks like he's starting to get it. Then I think you'll have that stage, okay, he's getting it. He's clearly getting it. And then, we'll see where that goes from there. So, within the first 25 games or so, I think you'll know what kind of Dalton Knecht you'll have. And I also think you'll know what type of role he's playing, how significant he is, because obviously it could change. Injuries are always a thing, knock on wood. Hopefully it's nothing major. Hopefully we're not, plagued by injuries like we were last season. But you got to imagine there's probably going to be, a knick-knack injury here and there. And because of his versatility to play the 3, to play the 2, right? If anybody, like if D'Lo's out, right, you can just slide Reeves to the point. You could insert Max at the 2, and then boom, have Knecht get more minutes that game, right? Or maybe even start Knecht that game, right? Like same thing, if Austin Reeves misses a game, okay, boom, like move Max Christie into the starting, Knecht play the 2 and the 3 that night, right? So he's getting more minutes. Same thing, Rui or Vando end up missing a night, boom, same thing. So I do think that there is potential there for him to maybe average around 10 points. I just think, again, that 9.5 is just brutal. That 9.5 is just, talk about treading the line, right? I think, again, if it was 7.5, I would be like, hey, I think he gets at least 8 a game. I think he's at least 8 points a game type player. I'd like to see him be double digits. That'd be great. rookie season right out the gate, just that. But I think he'll have, an all-around game. I think, especially early on, right? How aggressive does he look? Right? Is he a guy that's kind of taking his time and trying to get a feel for it? Does JJ Redick encourage him to hey, you got it, let it fly, right? Hey, put the ball on the deck, go make a play, right? Don't be scared, don't be timid. You got the ball, you need to do something. You're in the NBA now. It's the big leagues, kid. Right, get it going, let's go, right? Or does he kind of hey, no, kind of stay in this zone, stay in this pocket, it's your rookie season, right? You don't need to try to get ahead of yourself or anything, just kind of, get a feel for the game, try to get it, right? How JJ encourages him or not, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with saying hey, get a feel, get an understanding for the game, right? Don't try to overdo it. It's fine. A lot of rookies. I mean, Pop did that with Wemby early in the season, right? I mean, Wemby had stretches where he was playing 20 minutes a game. It was why is he only playing that, right? And then you saw that start to ramp up. Could JJ maybe do something similar with Dalton Knecht, right? There's a lot of questions there, but I think 8 to 10 points per game is that range personally. I think he kind of falls into that pocket, which makes 9.5 the worst. The worst possible number for that to land on. So definitely would say stay as far away from that as possible. But me personally, I'm very optimistic for Dalton Knecht. I really do think he's going to be a guy that we're man, there's something there. Will he be this huge impact guy? That I don't know. I don't want to limit him. I don't want to say he won't because we don't know, right? But I want to have, some reservations of hey, let's hold off for a moment, right? Let's give the kid an opportunity. Let's see what he looks like in preseason, and then ultimately, the first 20 games or so in regular season before we really start to judge. I mean, even if he comes out, let's say he comes out and he's in fuego. Let's say he's hitting everything. He's absolute money, man. It's dude, this guy's averaging 20 a game, right? Even then, I'd be hyped. I'd be talking a lot of mess, don't get me wrong. But I'd still, cooler heads prevail. Hey, let's kind of feel this out. Let's see if this is sustainable or if this is just kind of that adrenaline rush. I'm here, I'm doing it, let's go. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the 9.5? Do you like the over, the under? Again, just fun, right? Where do you kind of slot him in as far as his point total goes? And what are your expectations for him this upcoming season? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.